Hello guys, we are going to talk about a horror thriller film called Walled In from 2009. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. The girl wakes up in a cramped concrete well with no way out. She is scared, screaming, calling for her father, and beating her palms on the walls. Cement mortar begins to flow from the holes in the well. It slowly fills the space around the girl. She panics and calls for help, but no one comes. 15 years later, Sam celebrates her 25th birthday. Her colleagues, her beloved husband, and her father are at the table with her. Her father owns the family business. They blow up buildings that are to be demolished. Sam dreams of following in his footsteps and has even graduated from college with a degree in the field. As a birthday present, her father offers her her first big project, demolishing a building. If she does a good job, he will hire her as a partner in his firm. Sam gladly agrees. The girl arrives in the middle of nowhere, where there is a huge concrete building built many years ago by a famous genius architect in the style of minimalism. Sam is amazed by the strangeness of the building. In the lobby, she meets Mary, a mysterious woman with a mysterious look. Mary introduces Sam to her son Jimmy, who is always accompanied by a small dog. Sam decides to stay in the building for the duration of her work, as the nearest hotel is 70 miles away. Mary asks her son to show Sam to her room. Jimmy explains the rules of behavior in the building. No smoking, no going up to the roof, and no going to the 8th floor. In the room where Sam is staying, the belongings of the previous residents are still there. Even the framed photos are in their places. Sam finds a photo of a girl on the nightstand, the same girl who was poured with cement in a concrete well 15 years ago. Sam calls her boyfriend Peter and tells him about the strange house. When the connection is cut off, she goes to take a bath. Submerged under the water, she hears the voice of the same girl calling her name. Frightened, Sam leaves the bathroom, but she thinks she can hear voices behind the wall. It does not give her peace of mind. When she leaves the bathroom, she runs into Mary, who brings her dinner. The next day, Sam gets to work, taking measurements, studying the blueprints, and noticing that one of the walls is not where it should be according to the plan. While working, she meets an old neighbor. She and another resident are the only other people in the building. When she finishes her work, Sam breaks the rules. She goes up to the 8th floor and then to the roof, where she finds Jimmy's hiding place. There, she reads his diary, in which he describes how he is following her. Sam goes to the grocery store to buy some groceries. She asks the shop assistant if the store has an internet connection and asks for permission to use it. On the internet, Sam finds information about Malestrazza's house and learns a terrible secret. Corpses were found buried in the walls of the building. When this was discovered, the police arrived, but Malestrazza was found dead. On her way back, Sam meets Jimmy. She tells him what she found out about the house, but he replies that she only knows part of the truth. Jimmy promises to show her Malestrazza's apartment in the evening, and Sam agrees. The girl continues to work. She puts a red mark on the wall where the explosives are supposed to be placed. At that moment, a man with an axe runs up to her and starts hitting the wall to make it faster. Sam is rescued by an old neighbor who invites her to her house. She tells her about Malestrazza, and Sam notices the architect's books in her house and secretly takes one to read. From the book, Sam learns that in ancient Egypt, people were walled up in pyramids, believing that this way the building acquires a soul and becomes alive, and the energy of the people is combined with the energy of the structure. She realizes that Malestrazza also believed in this. At this moment, Jimmy comes to the girl to take her to the architect's room. On the way, he tells the story of a girl who had a dog. This girl was walled up in a wall, but her smart dog found her. At the same time, he discovered other dead people walled up in Malestrazza's apartment. Among them was Jimmy's father. The same dog that once found the girl and the others became Jimmy's friend and now accompanies him everywhere. In the architect's apartment, Jimmy shows the places where people were walled up. He also shows her a wall with the face of Malestrazza himself on it. Sam becomes uncomfortable. Jimmy's flashlight begins to malfunction, and the boy disappears into the darkness. Sam manages to get out of the room with great difficulty, but falls and breaks her knee. Jimmy helps to treat her wound. When Sam relaxes a bit, the boy starts stroking her. The shocked girl pushes him away, and Jimmy walks away. Sam goes to the bathroom, where she notices one of the mirrors start to move. She removes it from the wall, but behind it she finds a hole with blood oozing out. Suddenly, strong hands come out of the hole and drag Sam inside. Sam wakes up in a concrete well, which is gradually filling with cement mortar. She screams and calls for help, but no one hears her. Sam wakes up in horror in her bed. She walks around the apartment and notices a red mark on the wall in the living room that she did not put there. Suddenly, her boyfriend comes running out with flowers, deciding to surprise her. But Sam is in no mood for jokes. She suspects that it was her neighbor who tried to scare her by drawing the mark. But he is an old and sick man, incapable of such things. Sam and Peter decide to visit Malestrazza's apartment again. There they see Mary standing near the spot where her husband and father Jimmy was buried. She talks to him, promising that everything will be over soon. Mary does not notice Sam and Peter. After finishing her monologue, she leaves, locking them in the apartment. Wandering through the rooms, Peter and Sam find a small hatch in the floor, behind which is a narrow passageway and a staircase. Sam does not want to wait for help and goes down the stairs, while Peter follows her. At some point, Sam sees a window in the wall that leads to her bathroom. She realizes that Jimmy knew about this window and was probably spying on her. Going downstairs, they find a door and enter a new room where Mary keeps her trash. She opens the door for them and tells them the story of her husband and the reason why she stayed here after his death. Back in their room, Peter suggests that Sam go on a trip, and she agrees. They plan to leave in the morning, but first Sam decides to talk to Jimmy. She finds him near the place where he is burying his dog, which someone brutally killed. Jimmy assures her that he would never hurt his four-legged friend. Sam prints out her research on the house and prepares to send it to her father's company to send out the bombers. But Jimmy brings her Malestrazza's manuscripts, which contain a clue to the location of a secret room hidden inside the building. Together, they find a walled entrance to this room. Jimmy goes to the roof to find an opening for light and air. After a while, Sam and Peter follow him. They find a tunnel with a hole in the floor, from where they hear Jimmy's voice shouting that he broke his leg and asking to be pulled out. Sam decides to go down herself, and Peter takes her down on a rope. But suddenly someone shoots at Peter. The rope slips out of his hands, and Sam falls. Sam regains consciousness. She is naked, and a stranger is sitting next to her in complete darkness. He lights and extinguishes a kerosene lamp. The stranger turns out to be Malestrazza himself. He shows the girl a tape recorder with a recording of Jimmy's voice. At the same time, the guy is upstairs. Jimmy locked Sam in a secret room so that she would learn to love him as he loves her. To survive, Sam must follow all his instructions. Malestrazza, an architect, has been in this room for over 5,000 days. He took refuge here of his own free will after the corpses of people were found inside the walls of the building. Malestrazza set up another man to be mistaken for him, but after 3 weeks, he discovered that the exit from the secret room was blocked with stones. It was Mary who set the trap for the architect, taking revenge on him for walling up her husband. While Sam is sitting with Malestrazza, Jimmy sends her calculations to her father's company and then drowns her car in the lake. When he returns, he forces Malestrazza and Sam to dance and kiss, and as a reward, he drops a basket of food and a walkie-talkie through which they can communicate. When it starts to rain, Sam jumps off the ground in terror. The water washes away the soil, and Sam sees Peter's face in it. The residents move out, and workers arrive to blow up the building. They plant the charges. Sam tries to convince Jimmy through the walkie-talkie that she has fallen in love with him and asks him to let her out. But the guy doesn't believe her. He informs her that the building is about to be blown up. Hearing this, Malestrazza begins to prepare. He digs a grave hidden in the center of the room, presses a hidden button, and forces Sam to eliminate him. After that, he falls into the grave, and his body is slowly covered with cement mortar. Jimmy begins to doubt the correctness of his actions. His mother learned about her son's actions and forbade him to tell the workers anything. She was determined to bury Malestrazza under the ruins of the building, but she did not know that he was about to become part of its foundation. At the decisive moment, Jimmy can't take it anymore. He stops the team of workers, runs inside, and sees Sam lying unconscious next to Malestrazza's grave. At that moment, Sam's friends and her father arrive. In despair, Jimmy jumps down and crashes next to the girl. Sam is pulled out of the secret room and taken to the hospital in an ambulance. Mary is arrested, and the house designed by Malestrazza still stands intact.